Hey everyone, today I'm talking to the team from Mubarakan. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion. Kapoor Saab, Ileana, Arjun, welcome. It's great to have the, what is it, Paglon Ka Khandan?
Yeah, Paglon Ka Khandan.
Paglon Ka Khandan on the show. So here's the first thing that intrigues me about a project like Mubarakan. What are the mechanics of acting in a film like this? So what is the specific direction Aneez Bazmi gives you when you say, "Ye hai muli, lekin mamuli nahi hai. Ye hai damalu, ye hai gobi." What does he say to you?
You're asking me?
Yes.
You don't say anything.
You're just making it up as you go along?
No, you see, where this film is concerned, obviously, it was the other way around because we already had a material, like we had the script, and then the studio got attached to it, and then Aneez Bhai was attached to the project. Actually, I was attached to the project, and Aneez Bhai was attached. And then Arjun and Ileana and everybody, rest of the team got attached to it. So basically, the Aloo and Mumli was already there in the script.
But
See, now you're seeing it in isolation, and I'm really certain when you see it in the film, the point is, that's what this character is. ये आदमी कभी भी कुछ भी देख के कोई भी idea सोच सकता है. So he can say ये क्या है, and you'll say something.
mug.
ये तुम हो.
ये तुम हो.
ये क्या है?
ये क्या?
ये मैं हूँ. But then when you turn around and say the fourth thing, he'll say नहीं ये तो mug ही है. So that's just him.
So it just takes, like...
He's delightfully random.
But that laugh that you do, right?
That I don't know where he thought of.
No, you see, that was not there in the scene.
Yeah, that he thought.
I just...
That's you.
Yeah, it was just instinctively happened, and everybody liked it, and Aneez liked
loved
it,
it.
and everybody loved it, and it's in the part of the film.
And is it in you? Can you bring that up anytime?
No, it's not that. I think just
happened in the
instinctively, it
scene.
just happens, and sometimes you just improvise something, it just happened. And
Then the moment felt
Yeah,
right.
I was
Yeah,
so
more
happy
felt
he was
right.
improvising because he's laughing like that.
Actually, let me go back what had happened. Actually, it was Sunita's birthday, okay? And I was
Actually.
petrified, stressed, and I had to finish this scene. And the
But
scene
why were you
was...
stressed if it's a birthday?
No,
the
she
birthday
was in
because
London.
She was in London, and I was supposed to say, if you don't reach by 5 o'clock, at this 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, at this time, you're not there, then you've had it. So that scene, I think, got over. जैसे खत्म हुआ तो मैं हंसने लग गया उस खुशी में. I'm going to go now and celebrate her birthday. And I'm on time. So that was the reason. So वो सुनीता की उतना डर की खुशी डर सारे mixture है उसके.
And I was so happy he was doing that because as a character, I was like, what is he doing? So I could actually react to what is wrong with this man? I have no idea, but
But tell me this, as actors, do you have to sort of, when you're doing a film like this, and you buy into that it is going to be pitched at a certain level, it's not supposed to be a coherent narrative, it's fun, you're there to have a good time, right? As viewers,
there's a thread.
There's a thread.
Yeah.
So, but as actors, do you actually sort of suppress your actorly instincts and say, just pitch it loud? Do you, Ileana?
I don't think so. I think certain scripts demand that. In fact, I just had this conversation a little while ago in the room when I was getting ready. I was like, I can't remember whether I've overacted, like you see, like really hammed in a film. So certain situations maybe demand it, like you do it even in normal life sometimes. But I think with this film, it's very situational. You're not forcing anything. You're not overly doing something to get a laugh out of somebody. We are actually in serious situations and we're trying to sort it out. But it's just hilarious to the person watching us.
the word loud is maybe a bit vague in that sense. I think the pitch and tone is engaging and entertaining. And of course, it's front-footed, it's in your face. We are unapologetic about the fact that we are doing this to bring a smile to people's faces. But the acting in the scene is not कि लोगों को हंसाना है. We are still being honest with that, and there's a proper script, there was a screenplay, there was a design, ये होता है, ये होता है, ये होता है, ये होता है. In that construct, there was improvisation, there were certain beats that were inherently very funny in the film. I mean, there are certain things that are just damn funny on paper. I fell down laughing, and I'm not somebody who laughs easily. And that's why I jumped at it. When he told me, hear it, I mean, it came from him to me. And he said, I feel this is damn funny. So I heard it, I was like, this actually, and I was trying to keep a straight face because I don't like to give it away that I'm really laughing when I'm hearing it also, because then they get carried away in the narration. But it was funny, the film. Yeah.
I'd interviewed the two of you.
You were the first person who brought us together.
Really? Was that the first time you guys did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 years
And
ago.
I came wearing a suit thinking it's Anil Kapoor, so I should be dressed well. And he, as usual,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
You know, भाई भाई की मारता था, चाचा ने भतीजे की मारी थी. वो interview में he came in a t-shirt and jeans. He was shooting for Shootout at Vadala. He was in that whole
And did he
zone.
not say that he weighed less than you?
Yeah. Of course he said that. He said he's younger than me, he weighs lesser than me. Yeah.
Can we have a throwback?
I remember
This was 5 years ago.
Yeah, this was 4 years back. Yeah. I came in a blue suit and I was so happy, you know, I'm wearing a suit because he's such a well-dressed man. I was like, you know, he's going to come looking his best. I sorted my stylist out. Please get me a good suit and everything. I did fittings. And I landed up there and he was like in jeans and t-shirt. I was like, ye kya hai?
That was half sleeves, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very
He was in
nice.
that full different zone. He was like,
Muscles and everything.
yeah.
Damn.
And he kept flexing his biceps in the middle to me. And I was like, but I came here to talk to Anupama with you. You have come in a t-shirt and you're showing me your bicep. What is this size hero? I'm size hero. 20 saal se size hero.
You become Anil Kapoor, you're not letting me speak here.
Because I know this interview will be watched. I might as well speak.
Go ahead.
In that interview, you had said that the one piece of acting advice that you gave him, that you really followed, was that be prepared enough so you can be open on the set.
Oh, I did say that?
Yeah.
5 years back?
You had
That's
come
advice
to,
you've given him.
You had come
Oh, yeah,
to
that-
Barry John's acting class. He came on a cycle that day. He cycled to Barry John's.
cycled?
Yeah, he cycled that
God,
day. He
your
was
bloody
shooting.
memories are. Huh? Your memories, both your memories are.
No,
Elephant memories, yeah.
imagine you're in Barry John's acting class and he came there. It was Varun and me and all the other students and it was our finishing and he came. He was very nice. He came, he spoke. But the one thing that always resonated with me, he said something that is so practical and so true and so honest. He said, यार घर पे इतना तैयार कर लो, पेपर पे इतना तैयार हो जाओ, that nothing can unfaze you on a set. You should be that prepared that you're open to anything. Because if you know your character well enough, no matter what anybody is throwing at you on set, you can handle it. If the location changes, if the time is changed, if the day-night, it should not change because you know your character. The character will react the same way in every situation. In the sense, your character will be your character.
I'll take
so
that
work
with me.
so hard on being prepared before you get onto set that the set is your playground. And I've tried to follow that. So if he feels I'm well prepared on Mubarakan, which he says, it's because of that. It actually is because of that one line that you said. It actually genuinely is.
But if I was in New York, so they wanted me to speak and they asked me what is the difference between working here and there. I said, obviously things are getting better. Obviously we were supposed, you know, I worked with your husband and we to prep like, you know, crazy for all the music and the songs and Ek Ladki Ko Dekha and Kuch Na Kaho and, you know, we were prepped before we went on the sets. Forget the scenes. Scenes we would prep earlier. And I'm sure, I remember I was telling Vinod when I met him also, I said, and you know, the colors and what I'm going to, the color which I'm going to wear. This is, I'm talking about 25, 27 years back when we did all these films and all. And I think that's the reason. I say the films still resonate, the films which we have done, which I have done. I've been very fortunate because, you know, there's a lot of thought goes in whatever. Cannot happen. Everything cannot be instinctive. There has to be a thought to it and there has to be, you have to prep for it. You make the mistake, let's make the mistakes when you're prepping for it. And the difference is, except for a few of them, यहाँ थोड़ा सा attitude कभी-कभी ये हो जाता है कि हो जाएगा, कर लेंगे. But you cannot leave anything for luck. And so the prep over there is tremendous. And obviously I used to prepare. Obviously earlier I also done films, you know, where I didn't really prep as much because there was no script. You know, scenes were given in the last moment.
It's
So
just
how do I
bad.
prep?
You show up and what am I doing today?
You know, sometimes I'm in front of the camera and you know the director says, नहीं तू ये बोल दे. अरे मैं शॉट दे रहा हूँ. नहीं तू ये बोल दे. मैं शॉट तो कट करो पहले उसके बाद बोलो क्या बोलना है. नहीं बोल दे. So I've done that also. So you know, I was one of the odd actors. I'm talking about 30 years back, 25 years back. So now obviously when I had you know fortunate to do a few films with a few actors and directors and people who really prep so much. Like for example, I remember I was when I went for the first day of shooting in Dubai and it was so hot over there and we're shooting a Mission Impossible and I saw Tom Cruise over there in that heat wearing all those clothes and doing you know those stunts and all. So and then I was asking him, I said, what do you do and how? I said he had already prepped in Los Angeles in that heat.
So he was accustomed to it.
He was accustomed to that, so he was prepped to it. So when I was doing shoot at Vadala, so So I said, I want to, there was some action which was shot. So I said, told Gupta, I said, because I'd done Musafir with him. And after that I did Shootout Badala. So I said, I want to go to Dhobi Ghat. We were shooting there. I want to prep for it. So he got a shock. Prep for action. Salah pagal ho gaya kya? Hollywood jaake. So went to the Dhobi Ghat over here, and over there was some running shots and
You
all.
actually went
And yeah, and thank God I went. Because that's the reason a few times we all have broken our legs, because we are not prepped. It was so slippery over there. It was so slippery. So I asked for that cricket mat, cricket pitch mat, which you wear that, you put that mat to run. So you see me running in high speed over there because there's a mat down there. So I'm, running in that slippery Dhobi Ghat. But there is completely, my feet are completely, because I'm prepped for it. So 2 days earlier, I've prepped for every action. So on the set, we went there, we finished the, scene. We finished action and scene within a few hours.
That's
Because we were prepped
amazing.
for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel. So I was quite surprised in Mubarakan, where Arjun, whenever he was on the set, he was ready with everything. He would prep for it. So we all were prepped for it, And so there was no, okay, what does Aneez
There's no
Saab say
surprises, yeah.
or anything. We all, Aneez Saab, Arjun, the writers, everybody, all actors and all, we had the script, we had the scenes. So this is not, hopefully not that kind of film where we're not prepped and everything is at the last moment.
Ileana, in a movie like this, the women usually the brief is look attractive, sing a few songs, walk away into the sunset. As an actor, how do you find that satisfying?
I don't think I've done a lot of that. I think I've had a good balance of doing that. I think at the end of the day, you've got to be realistic. I mean, the job does entail glamour. So you have to understand that there are certain roles that you're going to have to do where you just have to look great. And I think I've had a good balance of everything. Now, this film, as luck would have it, not only has the glamour for me, it also has a chance to actually play something I haven't done before. So I'm not just looking good in the film. In fact, I think I've tried something quite risky, and I'm hoping it'll pay off. And I don't think I've gotten slotted into that band or that the little group of actresses that just does glamorous roles or just do pretty roles and just do a blink and you miss it sort of appearance. So I think I've sort of stayed away from that.
Which is wise. I was doing an interview with Jacqueline Fernandez, and she was saying that when she first joined, the conversation, the advice rather that was given to her was that look pretty, because that's the most important thing.
It's exactly the opposite that I was told.
Really?
Yeah. So when I first started out acting, I went to a sort of acting class in Hyderabad because I started in the South. And I used to bully the hell out of my coach there. But I remember one thing that she told me. She's like, actors aren't supposed to look good. Models are supposed to look good. Actors aren't. You're not supposed to look good on screen. You're not supposed to be pretending on screen. You're supposed to actually behave like you're actually in that situation. And that's something I've held with me throughout. So I actually don't think I look good on screen half the time, unless it's a song. When I'm doing scenes, I look at my face and I'm like, what am I doing? So yeah, sorry, I cut you off.
No,
I don't really think I look good
but
half
what she
the time.
said was that there is for women a sort of a different kind of insecurity, because there are many pretty women and they're interchangeable and they come and go. And the only way to change that is if you put your foot down, which is very difficult when you're just starting.
Possibly.
So how do you try to change it for yourself? Or how have you managed to not be slotted in that thing of just being pretty?
By probably doing as little films that I have been doing. I haven't been doing as many. Like, it's probably my 5th year now that I've been in Bollywood, and this is my 6th film. So
is that the only way? Like,
I
to do
suppose
less?
so. I suppose
Yeah.
so. I mean, I have
always
nothing.
complains you should do more
Yes,
work.
I keep telling him, please get me more scripts. Stuff I'd like to do. There's nothing wrong in looking great, but I think for me, I've been working in the South as well, so I've done all of that. So I think I wanted to take another form of another side to my career maybe, and I wanted to do more films that way. And I think the only way probably is to wait for the right roles to come. I know it's a very cliched answer that, I'm not getting the right scripts, but genuinely it's just been that. Like, at the end of the day, I want to do a film that I won't regret. So yeah.
You can't please everybody. Exactly. Am I right or wrong? But we've done our best. But difficult to do a film where the entire demographic is such that we're trying to please many people.
Sure, this is a broad-based one.
Broad-based.
Pan-India.
And pan-India, So it's more difficult to perform, more difficult to be part of these films. Because we can go completely wrong also. When you do a certain niche film, which is budgeted in a way, and you're catering to a certain niche audience, it's easier. You can get away with it because वो आपने ऐसी फिल्म बनाई है उन लोगों के
उसके
लिए
लिए
बनाई है।
respect तो मिलेगी कि आपने कोशिश भी की.
कोशिश
That's another thing where you get a lot more respect for attempting for that certain audience. But I think he's a fine example of that balance. As an actor, you got to do everything. You can't just pigeonhole yourself. If you look at his filmography, and people who survive, the longevity comes from appealing to all audiences. And India is a vast country in terms of what they like. Yeah, you can't. There's nobody who has an answer to it. You have to do all kinds of films. And for me, what's exciting is like for me as an actor, I'm sitting here today. I'm promoting an Aneez Bazmi film that's releasing in a week's time. And I'm going to start prepping with Dibakar Banerjee in about 14 days' time. So for me, that in itself, I feel, is how far the film industry has come. You know, the fact that you can enjoy both these worlds as an actor, and the audience is ready for it. So I think it's a good time. It's just you got to, like he's saying, you got to hoping you get it right. But you got to keep at it. You can't not attempt.
And you should be ready to fail.
Yeah, you should.
I said, what is your secret of your longevity and your, the kind of different kind of roles? Because I was always ready to fail. You can make fun of me. If you're right, I'll learn from it. Someone else will make a fun of me, or someone will criticize me, or my films will not do well. That won't stop me from experimenting or taking risks. It will not stop me. I have to keep on. Then only something fresh, something new, something will come out of the box. If I play safe, which sometimes I feel today's, a lot of actors, which I want to shake them up. I said, go out and come on, work with everybody here.
It's amazing you say that. I was just going to ask you that you're sort of the elder statesman in a family filled with actors, and when you're an amazingly active actor who's already worked for 30 years. When you see your family, Arjun, your kids, Mohit, anyone sort of, when you see the choices they're making, or you see something they posted on social media, or some statement they've given, do you ever want to shake up people and say, don't do this, because you have so much experience?
No, it depends on which, where they are at that. If they are successful, usually successful, and they can afford to take few chances, then I want to shake them up. But if they're starting off, like for example, now Harsh is there, or Sonam, or Arjun, or Ileana, whoever, the actors, they have to make their own choices, their own mistakes. I can't go and sit and advise them. I should let them reach a position, a good position. Then if they don't start taking risk and doing different films, then it's not correct. But if once you're in that position of financially secure, and that you have a great body of work behind you, so then you should take these kind of, earlier then you should follow what your instinct is right. Let them make the mistakes. Like Harsh has his own way of his choice of films. Am I right or wrong? A lot of people are thinking, like we all sometimes feel like he's going completely a different kind of way. I said, let him be. Vinod also, I said, don't change him. Let him be the way he is. He'll find it's a difficult path. It's a painful path. But even after 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, he'll find his, groove. So everybody finds his groove. So you can't, that's not the right time to tell them what to do and, force them to do something which they're not comfortable with.
You had told me in that interview when the two of you were together that you and Boni have decided हम किसी को advice नहीं देने वाले.
पहले हम लोग देते थे, हमारी फिल्म ही नहीं चल रही. रूप की रानी से पहले बहुत एडवाइस दिया था.
हमने डिसाइड कर लिया बस हो चुका.
हम देते नहीं थे, हमसे एडवाइस लेने आते थे. So
अब नहीं देते आप. अब no advice given.
But it's such a tricky thing to give advice on a film. You're basically advising somebody to enter a marriage or a relationship.
You have to be very sensitive to these things. The timing has to be right. You should know the person. Is he ready? Some people flower with praise. A lot of friends of mine who are in this business, they don't like. I said, तू मेरी तारीफ कर, फिर उसके बाद मैं change हो सकता हूँ. तू मेरे criticize करूँगा तो I'll go into a shell. So there are certain people who flower with praise. There are certain people who take criticisms, and there are timings when someone is ready to take it. Then you should sit down and talk to that person. You can't. It's a very, very. How do I say it? It's very tentative. It's very fragile.
It is fragile.
It's fragile.
It's a fragile business too.
So you have to be sensitive. There are certain people when they go out and talk, and I'm being very honest here with you, yaar. मेरा कुछ दिल में है, मैंने तेरे को बोल दिया. अरे यार,
हमको सुनने का मन भी होना चाहिए ना. पर
टाइमिंग तो देख यार, इतनी मेहनत की है पिक्चर में. तेरे को पता है कैसी पिक्चर बनी है, क्या क्या किया हमने. थोड़ा वक्त रुक जा, हमको भी इतने बेवकूफ़ नहीं है, हम लोग भी समझते हैं यार, इतने बिजनेस में क्या बंडल पिक्चर में काम किया यार, कितना गंदा काम किया है तूने.
But you'll be surprised, Anupama. Sometimes it's
Yeah, they could be quite
unknowingly or
people say that.
knowingly. It's happened. I'm sure every actor has been through it. Where on Thursday night you meet one person who has given you that. कि बॉस तुम्हारे करियर के तो लग गए बेटा.
Are you serious?
तुम कोई दूसरी नौकरी ढूंढ लो. तुम्हारा तो.
But you know, actually, Karan Johar had told me this amazing story of, I think Ashutosh Gwarikar called him with, I think, Kabhi Alvida Na Kehna, and said, yaar, it just didn't work for me. And he's like, it's okay, I don't need to have this conversation right now.
3 महीने बाद मिलना है यार.
So, Arjun, you just got some scathing reviews for Half Girlfriend.
Yeah.
They were just, you know, I mean, I think Rajiv said it was, oh my God, I've forgotten the exact phrase, but it was there's another critic which said it was a new archaeological low. I think Kunal Guha said that, and it was just really, really nasty.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you as actors then just get thick-skinned, or do really negative reviews make you pause and do you learn from it?
With Half Girlfriend, what happened is the dichotomy was that the film still did well to whatever degree it had to. So then you're looking at an opinion and saying, okay, they felt a certain way, but there's still a chunk of the audience that is still relating to this material. Certain times criticism is very personal. When people are attached to it, when names are attached to it. If it wasn't adapted by a book, I'm pretty certain a lot of opinions would be different about it. You suddenly start looking at it as original material. A lot of things change.
So you can have a skin that's thick enough.
See, I respect the fact if somebody's telling me I can get better at acting, which I always look at. I'm saying, but it is not, if I was so bad or if the film was so bad, it would have crashed, it would have been trashed, it would have been rubbish. It has done 60 crore rupees. The producers have made money on it. Everybody concerned has recovered their money and investment. So I have to also look at that. As an actor, there is a certain audience that might not have liked it. The hatred is very personal sometimes. You have to be thick-skinned about that. That becomes just very, you don't have to get into that and lose your You need to know when the critics, who are the honest ones, who are just going out there. Like sometimes I read, not only mine, I read reviews of a recent other film that released, but they don't name the actors, they just call them Mr. this one, Mr. that one. Now, criticism has also become a writing skill, you know, where hum thoda hasate hai logon ko. So, उन सब चीजों में you as an actor can't get caught up in all that. You're looking to entertain the audience. You'll get good reviews, bad reviews. I'm certain he's also had a bad review or two in his life. I'm sure every actor's had good reviews and bad reviews.
Of course.
And films have done well and not done well.
No, but my question is, how do you grow that thick skin? Ileana, have you managed it?
I don't think you can grow it. There are days you get affected. There are days you don't.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm my worst critic, so nothing really phases me so much. I was just thinking about, I think more than anything, like I said, again, I am my worst critic. Like one of my recent films, I genuinely didn't like it. When I saw it for the first time, I was quite shocked. I really didn't like it. But the funny thing is, I have people on the street coming up. Like today, I was on my way here and a boy selling flowers came and told me, he's like, ma'am, aapka wo film bahut acha laga. And I'm like, so does it really matter for me? It's like, do you please the critics? Do you please the people? At the end of the day, for me, very selfishly, I want to look at a film one day and be actually happy. I haven't reached that level yet.
And I think after 20, 25, 30, 40 years, this situation, you know, you have your own way of looking at things and you just shut yourself, you know, absolutely. Matter of fact, what I have done, obviously it didn't happen overnight. What I have done is I look at reviews after 6 months or 1 year or 2 years after my release.
No way.
Seriously.
But even I do.
Really?
Yeah.
I go immediately.
I just completely, you know, cut off
for me.
myself, you know, it's good, great reviews also, people praise you to the skies. I'm not aware because I'm into my next film. And then after 1 year, 6 months, because now Wikipedia is there, social media is there, and you can go and check your reviews also. And you check your reviews and see kya kisne kya bola hai, kaisa hai.
But I think on the Friday you're most vulnerable. You shouldn't read a review regardless because I think that's, you also need to be in a good place to read it. You should be in a good place to read it because if somebody is giving you actually, even whether they're praising you or they're giving you a direction to follow or learn out of, you need to be in that place. Like
And
he
you're
said,
not in that
you're in a
place.
sensitive time.
I was told by Priyanka and Ranveer that you used to walk onto the sets of Dil Dhadakne Do and look at himself in the mirror and say, Kya lag raha hu yaar?
He
No,
still
there's a
does
mind
it.
going on. They were standing in the lift and Ranveer looked at Anil Chaju and said, you're looking very good today. कुछ नया बता. वो रोज लगता है. But a man.
I love his confidence. I hope I can wake
You know
up
what
one day
he's-
and be as in love with myself as he is. I think it's beautiful.
And in such a good way.
He tells-
such a
he
good
tells-
way.
he
It's not
tells
vain. It's
Deepak,
really good.
Who's been doing his makeup for so many years? Deepak confidence love and the mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my takeaway for this interview.
There's more fun and just get a smile on everybody's face.
and we're all going to go out and say, kya lag raha hu yaar? That's my take back. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Anil Kapoor.
Hi, this is Ileana cruz.
And this is Arjun Kapoor. You're watching
If you like this video, please subscribe.
But what are you watching? First say that.
Companion.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So if you like this video, I don't know if you'll subscribe, but if you like the other videos that you see, please subscribe.
Definitely like it.